Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to my channel and to episode 20 of this Rams franchise. We are about to undergo our third season, so let's have a go through of our players to see how they're faring up for the start of this season. And where better to start with than Devin Hopkins, our franchise quarterback number one. He's 23 years old, 85 star. Now he is a good improviser. He showed last season in his rookie year how good he can be, but also how bad his decisions can also be. With his 8 interceptions, 8, I repeat, 8 interceptions in that playoff game against San Francisco. But very good throw power, 95, good deep, very good short. Medium accuracy though could be a little bit better. But considering he's an improviser, throw on the run is a very high 93. 91 acceleration and 84 speed. So if he does need to take off, he can go pretty quickly and get on with it. But in his traits, the personality, he is a leader. That is what you want from your quarterback. An aggressive decision maker. That can lead to the big interceptions which he throws. But overall, we're solid. He is the franchise quarterback, and we will not be replacing Devin Hopkins for probably the remainder of this series. Running back, I mean, come on. Emmanuel Wiggins, look at him. He is a 98 X Factor, 24 years old. He is going into his third season now. He is the second ranked running back in the entire league. 90 speed, but you know he's a power back. He's not meant to be built for speed, but that is still very quick. 97 break tackle, 97 acceleration, 94 agility, 98 carrying. I could just everything. I just carry on saying this guy is incredible. I run out of superlatives to say about this bloke. He is probably my favourite ever player I've drafted. Toward the end of last year, he was getting a lot more catches. So, I think all the points I'm going to get, I'm just going to put into receiving back. We'll get that catching up from 70, try and get it toward the 80s by the end of the year. Because if he's going to be catching balls, we're going to need that to get a lot higher. But yeah, I am in love with this man, Emmanuel Wiggins. Our wide receiver room, much changed from what it was last year. Jalen Waddle is still the standout, clear number one in this wide receiver room. 28 years old now. He is a star at 95, so he will start regressing. But currently he is the 5th ranked receiver in the league. 98 speed, 99 acceleration. This guy is incredible. He is going to be, well, he's proven to be Hopkins' favourite target over the last year. But yeah, I mean, this guy's just electric and I love having him as part of this team. Receiver number 2 this year is Isaac Cousins, the converted tight end to wide receiver. He is an X Factor. He is an 80 overall slot, and that's where he will be playing majority of the year. He is someone who I really liked at tight end, but because we drafted that other guy, which we're going to be checking out momentarily, it made sense to move Isaac Cousins to make sure that we had both on the field at the same time. Not the quickest, but this guy is a brute. He is 6'3", 246 pounds, so he's not going to be running down the field all too much. But he is going to be a good safety net for Hopkins. If he needs to just get the ball out pretty quickly, Cousins will be there. And he will be there for contested catches as well. Someone that Hopkins can just throw the ball to if he needs a quick escape. Wide receiver 3 this year will be Ahmed Chamberlain. He is the rookie who we took and I'm very happy with him. 75 physical, 21 years old, 225 pounds at 6'2". He should see a lot of the ball this year. Waddle is going to spread the field. Cousins is going to have the short throws, and Ahmed Chamberlain is going to be the guy catching it in the middle of the field. He's a big guy, strong guy, great at jumping, 95 jumping. Hopkins just needs to throw the ball up high in the air, and more than likely Ahmed Chamberlain is going to be coming down with it. expect him to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Obviously, Ezekiel Bowen is the reason why Cousins has been converted to wide receiver. He was the tied highest rated player in the entire draft this offseason. 6'2", 258 pounds, 22 years old, from LSU. He is going to be a weapon at tight end. Hopkins is going to have all the talent in the world to throw to, and Ezekiel Bowen is definitely going to be one of them. He will be vying Chamberlain, no doubt, for near top of Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm expecting a lot from this guy. Hopefully he can prove me right in taking him in the first round, even though many people have gone, why are you taking a tight end for? You've got an X factor in Cousins. Well, this is the reason I took him. Already the 22nd best tight end in the league. A big year, hopefully, for Ezekiel Bowen. Burst of acceleration at 91, good speed at 88, 88 in spectacular catching as well. He's going to do bits for us. Perhaps the second most important position on our offense is Tyrese Bates at left tackle. 6'8", 338 pounds. This guy is a monster. 24 years old with the star. By the end of his career, he should be very high 80s, maybe even early 90s, at a push potentially. But we are very happy that we have got him protecting Hopkins' blind side. 95 strength, 87 lead block, 93 run block power. This guy is very, very good. And last year, with Wiggins going well over 2,000 rushing yards, Tyrese Bates and the rest of our offensive line are very important, and we have a solid offensive line. Definitely probably a top 5 unit in the entire league. Starting at left guard will be Steve Avila, 27 years old, 81 star. So he's not really going to progress much more. He's very close to going up to an 82, which we'll probably have after this game. But as for going above an 82, we might scrape to an 83. But Steve Avila is nearly basically at his peak now. But he will be good for another couple of years. However, potentially we can look to replace him in free agency if there is a higher guard. But Steve Avila, solid. At centre, starting for us, we have Rhett Wright, 26 years old, 300 pounds. He is a star. Well, all the offensive line are all the starters. But Rhett Wright, he is the 4th ranked centre in the entire league. Run block finesse and pass block finesse are both 87, 86 impact blocking, 89 lead block, 93 strength. This guy is a monster. And we are very happy to have him as our starting centre. Right guard, we have George Banyard, 22 years old. He is an 80 overall. He should get to the high 80s by the end of his career. He's already the 13th best ranked right guard in the league, but you can guarantee, in about 3 years' time, he will be top 5, maybe even higher than that. He's someone who's very exciting to have as a right guard, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses over this year. And at right tackle, starting in his 3rd year, Demarius Barrett. Much like our left tackle Tyrese Bates, he's 6'8", well over 300 pounds. This guy is a monster. Looking forward to seeing him shut down a lot of pass rushes this year. Hopefully he can continue to progress well. With 96 strength, this guy is an absolute unit. Already he's a 9th ranked right tackle in the league. Our offensive line, like I said, is absolutely stellar. Hopefully they can allow Wiggins to continue being incredible. Starting our amazing front three on our defensive line, Brian Potter, 24 years old. He is a superstar with the run stopper archetype, and he is bloody amazing. He is the 6th best left defensive end in the entire league, and he's proven time and time again he can be very good and solid and dependable. His abilities are goal line stuff, so defenders with this ability use faster run shed moves for a better chance at shedding blocks within the 5 yards of the goal line, making it very hard for opposing teams to score a touchdown on us at the 5-yard line, and run committed. Defenders with this ability will dominantly win run blocks when they correctly use the guess player judgment to predict a run. Incorrect guesses will result in a loss, but we are heavily focused on stopping the run, considering how bad we were last year. I think over the entire season we averaged 110 rushing yards allowed a game. That needs to improve. We need Potter to step up. At right defensive end, rushing the passer, we have Sharif Avril, who finished on, it was like 14 sacks last year, I think. It was definitely double digits. I can't remember. But he is 24 superstar. 6'5", 265 pounds, and that another absolute unit that we have. He is the 5th best right defensive end in the entire league. This guy is scary. We've seen him take down many quarterbacks, and we want that to continue. His abilities: BOGO. Defenders with this ability are granted a free pass rush move once per play after spending a pass rush point. So it's brilliant. You burn a pass rush point, you get one back straight away. Extra credit: pass rushers with this ability are granted an additional maximum pass rush move, which is exactly what you want. So he gets more opportunities to win his battles against the offensive line. And double or nothing. Pass rushers with this ability must spend double the pass rush points to perform a move, but are granted more dominant wins. We've seen this come into play many times before, and we love watching Sharif Avril get to the opposing quarterbacks. Expect another big year from him. He should have got an X Factor after his last year's performance. Hopefully we can get into an X Factor this year. Defensive tackle, we have Tavon Horn, the 406 pound fucking unit of a man. Now it doesn't look 406 pounds, but that's because it's all muscle, baby. This guy is a run stopper. 12th best DT in the league. 96 strength. You'd imagine that should have been probably a bit higher, maybe getting that 99 strength, but yeah, this guy is an incredible. With his abilities, run committed, much like Brian Potter, and strip specialist. I want him to try and strip the ball off the running backs, which he will be running into. So we hopefully get our fumbles up more and get more turnovers this year. At left outside linebacker, we have the wonderful Josh Swanson, the X Factor. 89 speed rusher. We've seen what he can do time and time again. He is the 5th best left outside linebacker in the entire league with his 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 93 finesse moves. He causes trouble for opposing quarterbacks and their offensive line. So his X Factor is relentless. The most tenacious defenders beat their blocks by sheer force of will. When they enter the zone, their rush move attempts are free. And considering he is a speed rusher, we want his rush move attempts to be free because he is very good at them. To get into the zone, all he needs to that is to make sacks or TFLs. He does a lot of that. He is in the zone a lot. He also has BOGO. He has instant rebate as well. Defenders with this ability are refunded a pass rush point when they successfully shed blocks. That is something Josh Swanson does a lot, so he gets refunded a pass rush point all the time. And spinner. Defenders with this ability will ignore 1 bar of blocker resistance when attempting a spin pass rush move. That's something you see often from speed rushers, so spinner is definitely useful and effective to have on Josh Swanson. He didn't get to double sacks last year. He got 8 if I am correct. We want to see him get into double figures this year. Now we have 2 middle linebackers in our scheme. Ernest Jones is the middle linebacker 1, 27 years old. He is a star, 83. He's just about at his peak. We'll get him to an 84 maybe this game, but yeah, he won't be getting much better. He was here when I first started, and he's someone who's remained starting nearly every single game. He's a very good middle linebacker. Pops up with some sacks when we need him, a few interceptions here and there. Ernest Jones is a solid middle linebacker. Our middle linebacker 2 is Pat Baker. You know, he's pretty decent. Just the normal is killing him. If he was a star, he would be a much better prospect. The normal is, just holding him back, but he is a solid middle linebacker. It's a shame I couldn't find a scheme fit really to have to be a 4-3, which I really wanted to. I might have another look before we get into the game with the Bengals, but at the minute Pat Baker is starting on this defense. At right outside linebacker we have Manny Johns, who is a 23-year-old power rusher. He is a star, 6'3", 266 pounds. We are looking this game to get his breakout toward being a superstar again, which he was last year, but lost it because he wasn't that productive. So what we need from him this game, 2 TFLs or sacks combined. He'll get 10,000 XP and the chance of next game of going back up to a superstar. Hopefully we can achieve it this. Now we have 2 really good corners and the rest are a bit pants. Starting with Tyson Campbell, 27 years old, 6'1". He is a star at 94, but playing up due to a temporary boost given by our defensive coordinator. Now Tyson Campbell we traded for in the first episode of this series. He is the 5th best corner in the league. 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 man coverage, 90 play rec. This guy is a very, very good cornerback, one of the best in the league. It's a shame he's never gone up to superstar. That's held him back a little bit, but he's progressed very well. He's sort of at the peak. We'll maybe get him up to a 95 organically, but he won't get any higher than that unless he can have an amazing breakout year and go up to superstar. Speaking of superstars, Zeke Foster, 23 years old, 91 man-to-man scheme archetype. He is a superstar. He will be QB. He will be cornerback 1, potentially even next year if he continues to grow. But yes, Zeke Foster is a very good corner. 95 man coverage, but with the boot he's playing up to a 97. 94 speed, 96 acceleration. He is actually ranked the 6th best corner in the league. So we have corner 5 and corner 6, which definitely makes us having the best cornerback duo in the league. His abilities on the ball. Players with this ability are much less likely to be fooled by wide receiver runoffs. And then inside shade and outside shade. They are exactly the same except for inside the numbers and outside the numbers. Considering we play man coverage all the time, this is perfect for him to have, and he is a very good cornerback. This is going to be a big year for Dallas Reeves. We really need him to get off the normal up to a star. He's a 79 free safety, 23 years old. He is very good. Okay, maybe not very good, he's good. The 23rd best free safety in the league. 93 speed, 89 acceleration. You know, he's pretty decent, but there is a long way to go to make him better. Getting that star will massively improve his performance and make him a lot better than he can be. And the final starter, other than the kicker and the punter, we won't go into them. Trevon Moehrig, 28 years old, strong safety. He lost his superstar last year, which makes him a little bit less valuable, but he is an 83 star. He's at the peak of his powers now. He's only going to get worse from here, but he should be able to hold on to his good overall for another year or 2. So we won't look to replace him, but I might look at potentially going to corner and safety in this draft class. Speaking of which, let's go have a quick look at that now. So this is at the minute the top 10 of the class. We have a receiver at 1, a tight end at 3, a corner at 2. 3 outside linebackers, which we don't need, so we don't have to worry about that. But ideally, where we need to get better at is middle linebacker, which we were looking at last draft. How are the prospects in this one? Pretty damn awful. That's not what I wanted to see. And potentially we do need a corner 3. And the corner draft is decent. So I think if we put all our efforts into corner, we can find a good corner 3 to go with Campbell and Foster, especially as Campbell, like I said, he's only got a couple of years left at his potential good overall, so that is something we'll look at. But right, I will set up the scouting. I'll have a quick check of what I've done in a minute. So I've gone with cornerback and safety is going to be our main scouting focus of the year. We need a cornerback 3, potentially need 2 new safeties. Well, okay, only 1. We'll give Reeves the chance to progress, but Morrig is only going to get worse from here. So at West, we've got safety and corner because there's a few cornerbacks and there's a couple of good safeties. Central, we are going safety again. Again, there's quite a few good safeties here. Northeast, we are going tight end and middle linebacker. We don't necessarily need tight end, but there's a couple of round 1 guys who could be decent, and it's also always nice to have a second tight end, considering we only have 1 on the roster now. And Southeast, we are using our level 2 scout for safety and corner. I want to know as much about this safety class as possible. But now let's have a quick look at the Bengals before we get into. Joe Burrow is still there. He is still a 99 X-Factor quarterback. We need our pass rush to get to him and shut him down, otherwise we could have a long, hard day with him throwing the ball. Deontay Jordan is now their running back. Mixon is still there, but he is old and he is declining, so they are going with Deontay Jordan, who is quicker and better than Joe Mixon. Wide receiver room is still led by X Factor 99 Jamar Chase and T Higgins, who's also an X Factor. Yeah, our cornerbacks and safeties are going to be in for a busy day trying to contain Burrow, throw into X Factor Chase and X Factor Higgins. Tight end, they've got Matthew Kendricks, who is a 25-year-old 81 rated tight end. We're not going to be worried too much about him. It's them other 2 bastards. Offensive line, Orlando Brown, 31 years old, 85. Left guard, they got 76 overall. Alex Snyder is their centre at 77. Right guard, Jamie Dupree at 78. And their right tackle, Otis Clemens, 75. It's solid. It's not amazing. It's a solid offensive line. But hopefully we shall have our way with the offensive line today. Moving on to their defence. Miles Murphy at left end, 81. Right end, they have Marquise Williams at 76. And their defensive tackles are led by Javon Kinlaw. That defensive line, not that good and not that threatening. I'm not worried about that defensive line whatsoever. A left outside linebacker, they're led by Darrell Taylor, who is 30 years old and at 73. Middle linebacker, Monty Rice, 74. And Logan Wilson, superstar, 84, now 31 years old. Again, I am not worried about that linebacker room either. Wiggins is going to run all over them. Waddle is going to run straight through them and past them. They're not going to be able to contain Cousins or Chamberlain. This is going to be an easy win for us. Cornerback room, 84 rated Awuzie, 81 rated DJ Turner. Yeah, this is going to be easy. I am very confident. Free safety, Daxton Hill, very good, 80 rated superstar. And strong safety room, Julian Love, 81-29. This is going to be a win for us, mark my words. Let's get into it. And just before we get into it, we are an 88 rated team, 88 offense, 88 defense. One of the best teams in the league. This is going to be a big year for us. Definitely reaching the playoffs. Hopefully get toward that NFC Championship game. Let's get into the Bengals. This could truly be a shootout in this first game at home of the season. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T Higgins could be a big problem. But considering how bad their defense is, I am not worried. I know that we can probably outscore the Bengals today, no matter how much points they put on the board. We just need to play smart, we need to play well, and we need to try and contain both Burrow, the wide receivers, and their running back. But 2 plays, 2 big gains for them. We need to do better. Come on, boys. 3rd and 1 for the Bengals now, just before the halfway line, and they are able to get a fresh set of downs. Their running back Jordan proving that he's not too bad and definitely the right person to be starting over Mixon. 3 runs in a row, make that 4. Can we actually do something to him this time? We stop him for a 3-yard gain. Ernest Jones coming up with the tackle there. Jordan is gassed, I don't blame him, running 4 in a row. Burrow's running around, unable to find the pass to the big tight end. I don't know how he was able to do that. I thought we were going to have him in trouble, but being that 99 X factor just gives him a little bit more of a chance to find that pass. Jordan gets the ball again, he is still gassed. I was hoping we could maybe get a fumble from him then, but I imagine we'll be taken out of the game now and replaced with Mixon. Yes, that is Mixon in the backfield. The Bengals are finding it easy at the minute, driving down our field. And as Joe Burrow starts the season 3 for 3, 27 yards. We need to get some disruption going here. Make him throw an incompletion, or we can sack him. He makes the completion. It is only for a minimal gain though. However, they're staying on the field. 4th and 1. Can we get an early stop this drive? Can we show them we mean business? Burrow with play action, and he's able to find Chase. Burrow is 5 for 5. We need to disrupt him. His X Factor will probably soon be active, as the Bengals are finding it way too easy to drive on us. I thought our defence was going to be a lot better than this. Maybe there's just some rustiness to shake off, being the first game of the season and all that. But I am disappointed and annoyed. Come on, boys. As Mixon gets forward for 1 yard. 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. We need our superstars to stand up here. We need to do something, as Burrow is perfect on that opening drive and the Bengals go 7 up. Well, that was pretty pathetic by us. We need to strike back and strike back quickly. Well, maybe not quickly, but we need to show them that we mean business, as Hopkins opens up with a nice 7-yard gain. Also, I've just noticed moving Cousins from tight end to receiver has made him only show as a superstar. Obviously, he is an X Factor. He was showing up as an X Factor, but on the game, he's just a superstar. I'm going to have to look at that after this game. But as you can see, Wiggins does have his X Factor. It's his first game as an X Factor. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Now he has more abilities. But yeah, as you can see at the top there, Cousins just has the star underneath him. So we're not going to have a X Factor receiver this game, but we will have a superstar receiver, which, you know, it's a little bit annoying, but I'm sure it's just a little glitch from moving him around. Hopefully come next game, his X Factor will be back underneath him as we continue to drive well. Wiggins gets the ball again. See, we're going to need to improve his catching. Even though that was a catch, if he's going to get utilised more in the pass game, we may as well make him a better pass catcher. Wiggins gets the ball, and there we can see what he does for a living. A nice 12-yard gain. I think he needs 3 10-yard rushes in a game to make his X Factor active. And his X Factor is Freight Train. As well, look at him, he's just incredible. Emmanuel Wiggins, we are down to the 5-yard line. Are we going to get an early season Touchdown for Wiggins. He gets the ball and he just powers through. Touchdown. We reply pretty quickly to the Bengals. I was rudely interrupted because of Wiggins having another massive run. Oh, and speaking of massive runs, we're not going to catch him. Bengals reply in a one-play touchdown to Jordan. I was first interrupted by Wiggins, then I was interrupted by Jordan. But yes, Emmanuel Wiggins' X Factor is Freight Train. So, when that is activated, he's basically guaranteed to break the first tackle. Anyone who tries to tackle this monster. So getting that active is very nice. And I thought he was going to get his third 10-yard rush there, which would have activated his X Factor. We are not so lucky just yet. 3rd and 1 now. Give the ball back to Wiggins, and he does get it. I didn't want to go 3 and out. The drive does continue. It'll definitely be interesting to see how many yards Wiggins can get this year. Is he going to be as dominant as he was last year? I mean, starting off very well. That is another 10+ yard rush. Is his X Factor going to be active now? It is. So yes, he will basically break the first tackle attempt against him. And we couldn't really see it too much there. I think he just needs to avoid getting tackled for loss, and he will keep the X Factor. I believe that's what it is. I could be incorrect. But much like last year, we are heavily relying on Wiggins, as that is the end of the first quarter. I did say this game could be a shootout, and we are definitely trending towards that at the minute, as Wiggins is on 9 rushes for 73 yards and a touchdown. Could this be a day of the battle of the running backs again? Well, Hopkins does need to step up as he's facing Joe Burrow today. And he started out okay, 5 for 6, 42 yards, as Cousins is proving that he belongs playing in the slot. He's had a couple of catches and he's looking very decent on the middle of the field. Wiggins gets the ball. He does break the first tackle, but that is going to be a tackle for loss, and we lose his X Factor. 2nd and 13, we're giving the ball back to Wiggins, who does juke out, gives a nice stiff arm, but there is a flag. More than likely that is going to be holding. It was holding. Our 6'8" left tackle Tyrese Bates with the hold cancelling out the run. We are now looking at a 3rd and 16, and more than likely going to be punting the ball or attempting a stupidly long field goal, unless we can do something good here from Hopkins. He attempted to run, gets sacked from behind by Williams, and we remain 4th and 16, and we're attempting a stupidly long field goal, which shouldn't be attempted. The AI logic is rubbish, unless Butker can do something. No, he can't. And now the Bengals start with absolutely incredible field position. Starting at the 50, fucking stupid to try attempt that. Now the Bengals looking already like they're going to have a good drive, unless we can do something here. Jordan, after that long one-play run, he is up to 100 yards already. Our defense needs to come up big here. We need to stop Cincinnati, as Burrow makes a good throw there after scrambling around a little bit. He is 8 for 8. And Higgins with his 3rd catch of the game. 3rd and 3. We need a big step up here from our boys. It's going to be a run, and we are able to shut it down. 4th and 3. The Bengals aren't going to go for the field goal. They're not silly like us, because they're going to go for it. This is big. We need a stop. If we let them convert here, it is not good for us. It's going to be a throw, and it is going to be quite an easy completion. Burrow is perfect still. At the 35-yard line, our 35-yard line, Burrow has all the time in the world, but we are able to make a tackle for loss with Josh Swanson. 2nd and 11. He is now in the zone, but Burrow is still perfect. But now that Swanson is in the zone, can he maybe get to Burrow? He dropped back to be in pass coverage. 3rd and 11. Burrow with the completion, but doesn't register any yards. Come on, Swanson. Get in there. Ruin Burrow's day. Burrow's running around, makes a throw downfield, and he makes the completion. 12 for 12, 91 yards. T. Higgins up to 63 yards already. I said Burrow was going to be a problem with Higgins and Chase, and he is proving it, as he is now 13 for 13, but their centre is injured on the play. 2nd and 2 for the Bengals, who are at our 8-yard line. As we finally get an incompletion, the pass is knocked out by Darrell Reeves. We can finally end that completion streak for Joe Burrow. But the Bengals are still knocking on the door to score some points. We might struggle to hold them to 3 here as Josh Swanson now goes injured. Hopefully we are not missing him for too long. He is a very important part of this team. It's going to be a run with Jordan, and we are able to stop him for no gain. But his average is still incredible thanks to that one massive run. The 2 X Factors are out wide. We've only got one person covering them. This is going to be interesting. Burrow keeps it himself and runs in for the touchdown. Oh dear, we are behind by a lot already. Come on, Hopkins. You need to be trying matching Joe Burrow. I know he's far better than you, but you need to try and play a little bit better. 6 for 7 for 45 yards. We need to try and get that average up a little bit. Having 3-yard gains is not really that great. We're going to hand off to Wiggins, our main boy. Oh, he gets a good run there. He's just incredible. Whenever he gets the ball, something happens. He is the best playmaker on this team. We have a great offensive line. We have a good blocking fullback who can help create some gaps for Wiggins. As we hand it off into him again. Oh, but he only gets stopped for 1 yard this time. He is up to 90 yards on the day. Plenty of time in this second quarter to go ahead and get some points as Wiggins, can he get stiff arm? Damn, if he was able to break that tackle, maybe even trucked him or stiff arm that defender, he would have been gone. But he is proving again just how valuable he is. Every single game, Wiggins is there. Hopkins is going to keep it himself. And he just slides down for 2nd and 2, gets a nice 8 yards on that. I thought he was maybe going to get the first down, but I will take 8 yards as Wiggins is gassed. Get him out of the game, get Selvey in. Hopkins has some time and throws an interception. Is it going to be a pick 6? Yes, it is. We are in trouble. Oh no. The ugly head of Hopkins and his interceptions comes out again. He just... oh, he's broke the tackle. Waddle with a great spin move and was able to get a lot more yards after the catch, but definitely ruined what I was on about then. Hopkins, when he needs to toss the ball like that, just look at Wiggins again. Just he has the burst. His speed isn't amazing, but his acceleration of how quick he can get out is incredible, as he's now back into his X Factor, which means he will be breaking the first tackle against him. We went for a screen there, and Hopkins did not have enough time to get the ball to Wiggins. But yeah, he runs around, he forces the ball, throws some ugly passes, and he just throws a bit too many interceptions. He is good, but he needs to calm down on them a bit. As Javon Kinlaw gets a sack, 3rd and 14. The chances of us scoring some points before the half is over looking pretty slim, except that just happens. Curse of the commentator comes through again, but in a very good way. Ezekiel Bowen, the rookie tight end, gets his first touchdown of his career. Getting points there was vital, considering we start the second half with the ball. So if we can hold the Bengals here, which we have been unable to do for majority of this first half. If we can hold them, we'll get the ball again and we can close down some of these points. Swanson is still missing, as you will see. There is no X Factor Swanson on the pitch. Hopefully come the start of the second half, he will be back out. But 3rd and 12 here for the Bengals. It's going to be a run. We should be able to contain it. We will use our first timeout to get the ball back. 41 seconds, 2 timeouts. I'll even take a field goal just to get some more points. Is exactly what we need. Hopkins goes downfield. Nearly throws an interception, but then off the near interception, that should have been a catch for a nice big gain. But I'd probably do a run here, because if there's another interception, that will then give Cincinnati time. It's not going to be a incompletion. It's going to be a catch to Cousins, and we are now over the halfway line. 1st and 10. It's going to be another throw, but it's going to be broken up. Just calm it down, Hopkins. Doesn't need to be at 100 miles an hour every single play. We have time. We have 1 timeout remaining. We're over in the middle to Cousins, who's able to hold on. Now I use a timeout. Now use a timeout. Now use a timeout. Oh, for God's sake. The clock management by the AI is awful. We could have had at least another play here, there. I suppose we are going to have a field goal attempt by Butker to go down by 11 points. And the kick is good. Emmanuel Wiggins had 123 rushing yards in the first half. How much more is he going to end up on today as we open the half with a 5-yard pass to Jalen Waddle? Wiggins has the X Factor still. Need him to have another good half. Breaks the first tackle, that's what we like to see. Trucks the second guy and gets forward for 11 yards. This guy's a monster. I don't know if Chamberlain's had a catch yet, our rookie wide receiver. Obviously, you know Bowen scored a touchdown, the rookie tight end. That is a good 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. Hand off to Wiggins. He's got a blocker in front of him. And he again punishes this Cincinnati defense as we lose our starting left guard, Steve Avila. Doesn't look too injured. Might only be out for a play or two. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Unless Hopkins is going to get sacked here and I'll be looking silly. Hopkins doesn't get sacked. Gets a nice 6-yard gain to our tight end, Bowen, who is on to 60 yards and a touchdown for his opening game. He couldn't have really asked for much more, and there's plenty of time left to do more than that as well. As Wiggins continues to drive those massive legs forward and pick up a fresh set of downs. Cousins out to the left. Is he going to get the pass? Running over the middle. No, he's not. Hopkins launches the ball. It is nearly picked off. Luckily for us, it isn't. It just falls incomplete. As we now have a 2nd and 10 on the Bengals 26-yard line. Hopkins is going to be throwing it again. Throws to Cousins. No, that is Waddle. Throws to Waddle. Waddle was up to 56 yards after a nice 6-yard gain. 3rd and 4. Give the ball to Wiggins. No, it's going to be a pass. It's going to deep Cousins, who picks up the first down. Cousins with 59 yards off of 6 catches. He is enjoying his start to his career as a slot wide receiver. As Wiggins luckily doesn't get tackled for loss. He gains 1 yard, keeps his X Factor going, and keeps this drive alive as we are searching for a touchdown. 3 points wouldn't be too bad. It would make it a 1-score game, but we're definitely after a touchdown. And again, that was nearly picked off. Hopkins is playing with fire here. We have an empty backfield, 3rd and 9. 3 is okay, but I'd love 7 as the pass is swatted away. 4th and 9, we are taking the field goal. We managed to 3-and-out the Bengals the last time they were on offense. Can we do the same to them here? But a good 6-yard completion at T. Higgins on first down from Burrow. Makes it 2nd and 4. Swanson is still missing, which is a concern. Let's hope he is not injured, as Burrow fries a bullet downfield to Higgins, who is up to 92 yards receiving on the day, and his X Factor has just come lit, which is not good for us. We are just not looking good defensively at the minute, considering that was a very strong point of us last year. It's a bit worrying, but as it's just the first game of the season, we can maybe let it slide a little bit. We just need to get a better though. As Jordan is unable to get any gain there, 3rd and 4. Let's hold them here. We can't allow them to score any points on this drive, as that will put us back to a 2-score game. Can we get some pressure to Burrow? No, we can't. However, that is a breakup. Higgins had the ball in his hands, had a couple of hits, and it's got dislodged. We also lose Sharif Avril. That's another superstar gone. But the Bengals are going for it. 4th and 4. This is important. And Jamar Chase comes up with a catch. If you need to get a first down, throw it to Jamar Chase. You'll know you're going to be good, as that just takes the wind out of our sails, most definitely. Incompletion, Joe Burrow, 17 for 21, 134 yards. He hasn't got many passing yards. He hasn't needed to. This Bengals offense has just been fantastic against us. I thought Burrow was going to get away, but we get our first sack of the day. We needed that. Come on, boys. 3rd and 21. They are at long field goal range. It's going to be a blitz. Well, I believe it was going to be a screen. That's how 2 of our defenders got through straight away. Burrow has to launch it into the ground. The Bengals are now attempting a very long field goal. Hopefully it misses, which means we will start in fantastic field position. And it is no good. That looks good from here. I'm glad. I'm not complaining. I didn't want it to be good. But we now start in fantastic field position at the 50, much like the Bengals did in the first half when we tried the long field goal. We need to capitalise. We need to score some points. Hopkins is going to go for it, and that's a great catch there by our number 1 guy, Jalen Waddle. We need a big year from him. It'd be fantastic to get him up to a superstar again, as he lost it. Having a superstar number 1 receiver, an X-Factor number 2 receiver in Cousins, that would make our passing offense a lot more deadly, as Waddle gets free again and is down at the 1, nearly getting in for the touchdown. A couple of good big plays there by Waddle. He is up to 105 yards on the day. The speed, the acceleration, the agility of Waddle making it very hard to cover him, as we'd be foolish to not give this to Wiggins at the 1-yard line. He gets the ball and he gets in for his 2nd touchdown on the day. We are going for the 2-point conversion to try and level the game up. It's going to be a pass, and it's going to be a successful 2-point conversion. Chamberlain, the rookie receiver, makes sure of that. We were trailing 28-7 and we have put up 21 unanswered points, much like the Bengals did in the first half. We have come back to level the game up. Can we continue to play some good defense? Let's try and contain the Bengals. Oh, that was a good opening play on that first down. It's going to be another pass, and it's going to be a good catch by Jamar Chase. He wasn't really targeted that much in the first half. With only 1 reception, he's got 2 now in the second half. Is he going to be a factor going forward? As Higgins has lost his X factor, which is going to help us. Sharif Avril and Josh Swanson are still both out. As we get an interception, that's exactly what we needed. It's not going to be a pick 6, but we needed that pick. Darrell Reeves, the guy who I said needed to have a big year, the big safety, comes up with a big, grab. Dallas Reeves. I've been calling him Darrell. He's Dallas Reeves. Didn't want to call him Dallas because, you know, Dallas Cowboys, fuck him. But maybe I'll have to. If he continues to do big plays like that, I will maybe have to call him his actual name. I just didn't really want to say the D word. Good 5-yard gain on first down. Hopkins is going to be throwing the ball again. Going downfield. That was going to be a good grab, but it was broken up. Unlucky. 3rd and 5. Come on. Let's not get a 3 and out here. Let's get some points. And Waddle unable to make the easy grab. 4th and 5. We are going for it. I like the attitude. Rather than attempting a stupidly long field goal, let's try and pick up the 5 yards, which we are unable to do. I don't mind that though. Good effort. Instead of having the Bengals start at the 50, make them start at the 34-yard line. Just make sure they've got to go a little bit further forward. Although 7 yards there to Higgins. Not really much problem for the Bengals. It's going to be a run, and we are able to stop it for 1 yard. Jordan, other than that one massive gain, yeah, he's had an alright game, but get rid of that massive gain, and it's not as good. 3rd and 2. It's going to be a pass, and again, Jamar Chase picking up the first down. What a great decision it was by the Bengals to listen to Burrow to draft Jamar Chase. But in that draft, I can't remember what year it was, 2020 I think it was, because they weren't expected to draft him. They were thinking they were going to go offensive line, but Burrow was like, no, get me Jamar Chase and we will win things. And, you know, ever since they picked up Jamar Chase, they have been doing awesome. That combination of Burrow to Chase, like I had in college, has paid dividends for the Bengals. You know, they are very good, but we are better, as we give a couple of big hits to T. Higgins, but he holds on. 3rd and 4 at our 32-yard line. Empty backfield. We know it's going to be a pass, and it's going to be a completion again to Higgins, and another first down. What an opening day he's had. 9 targets, 110 yards for 9 catches. He's had one hell of a day. As Chase picks up another big catch, we are really struggling to contain the pass. Considering we have cornerback 5 and cornerback 6 in the entire league, they are having a very good passing day. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Come on, let's get some more pressure to Burrow. Only 1 sack on the day is not good. We need more. Burrow scrambling around, launches the ball, and that is picked off. That is much like what Hopkins does. Runs around, forces the ball on the run, and we get another pick. So we start on our own 5-yard line. Give the ball to Wiggins, breaks the first tackle and gets a nice little gain. I thought maybe he was going to go for a little bit more than that, but I will take 6 yards, most definitely. And the most important thing, he's not tackled for a loss. He has still got his X factor, and he's going to go again. He had a great little block in front of him. Throws a good stiff arm. He is up to 177 rushing yards. Are we going to see another run? Yes, we are. Wiggins is proving to be unstoppable at the minute. This Bengals D, like I predicted, just not able to contain him. I'd maybe like to see a pass though, just to give Wiggins a little break. We don't want him to get too gassed. But what do I know? Hand the ball back to Wiggins. Drives forward for the first down. Wiggins is still in. I would like to have Selvey in the backfield. But I suppose why stop when it's working? As he breaks the first tackle, throws a stiff arm and gets forward for a further 8 yards. Why change? Why fix something that isn't broken? As we are now going to go for a pass, which is broken up maybe we should have continued running with Wiggins. And on 3rd and 2, near the halfway line, I imagine that's what this is going to be. And after Wiggins, able to break the first tackle and gets into the Bengals half, 207 rushing yards. This guy is just something else. As Hopkins goes downfield, and that is absolutely beautiful. Ahmed Chamberlain, the rookie wide receiver, gets his first touchdown of his career, much like our tight end from earlier. We are in front. That's the type of balls that Hopkins can do. Has 95 throw power. He's able to launch the ball downfield like that. As Chamberlain gets his first touchdown, and we are very happy with that. We're also happy with a TFL, making the Bengals 2nd and 11 as we take the lead for the first time in this game. We've shut out the Bengals a couple of times with a couple of picks and just overall good defensive play. Are we able to contain them for this drive? Even if they score a touchdown, there should be enough time to maybe get some points on the board. As he gets sacked, Sharif Averill comes in with a violent takedown of Joe Burrow. That is beautiful. He absolutely destroys him. It's a shame there's no replay there because he decimated Joe Burrow. That is what we need from Sharif Averill this season. As Joe Burrow nearly gets sacked, throws out of the sack. That should have been him taken down for a... That would have put him about 3rd and 22 or so. As he gets chased by Morig, who takes him down. Morig should have had a sack previous play. He gets it this time, and our defense is coming out to play, forcing the punt. 4th quarter, 3 minutes 31 to go. We shouldn't be throwing the ball, and that's why we should just be running it with Wiggins. We need to be running down this clock as much as we can to ensure that Bengals don't have any time. It's going to be another throw. Okay, that'll do. When I talk like that and then that happens, I look very stupid. Cousins coming up with the big grab. Now let's just run the ball. Now we're into their half. This is what we should be doing, running the play clock down all the way, which we have done. Wiggins gets the ball, breaks the first tackle due to his X Factor being active, gains 6 yards, and now we can run this all the way down to the 2-minute warning. A play is called, which I wasn't expecting. Wiggins still has his X Factor, 3rd and 2. If we can get a first down here, it won't be game over, but it will be the start of the end for the Bengals. As we get the first down, they are forced to burn their first time out. We're in field goal range as well, as Wiggins continues to just plough forward. It's very hard to bring her down, this guy, especially with his X Factor active. He gets the ball again, breaks that first tackle, as the Bengals have to burn their final timeout. 3rd and 5. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be a completion, and that will be game over. Jalen Waddle coming up with the big grab when we need him. We have won our opening game. Things were looking worrying when we were 28-7 down. However, our defense didn't allow any more points for the rest of the game, and our offense came to play. Devin Hopkins, 21 completions from 34 attempts, 311 yards, and 2 passing touchdowns to our 2 rookies. Wiggins again balling out, 223 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. It's going to be another monster season for him, isn't it? And I cannot wait. Receiving wise, Jalen Waddle had 122 yards, Isaac Cousins had 77, and then Bowen, rookie tight end, 65 and a touchdown. Chamberlain, 46 yards and a touchdown on 1 catch. You know, if he continues doing that, it wouldn't be too bad, but I would definitely like to see him get involved a little bit more. But yeah, very good start offensively. Defense-wise, Tyson Campbell, 2 TFLs, Trevor Morig, 2 TFLs. Manny Johns, he needed 2 TFLs or sacks to continue his breakout. Unfortunately, didn't get what he needed to. But overall, we had quite a few TFLs. Quarterback sacks, we had Eric Chambers with 1, Sharif Averill with 1, and Trevon Morik with 1. And then 2 interceptions on the day, Dallas Reeves. When he got the first one, like I said, we needed a big year from him. If he can continue making great plays and good interceptions, he will get better, which is what we need. Right, first game of the season done. We had a great time. Could have been better, but overall, rushing offense is still there, passing is still there, but Hopkins just need to get a little bit better with their interceptions. Goodbye.